up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the BOH Podcast. I am your host, Rocco the Comic. I welcome all 8 of you loyal listeners to this wonderful program. I wish you all a Happy New Year. Today is the last day you can wish people a Happy New Year. Okay? Because my number one pet peeve in the world is when people wish you a Happy New Year in February. You had your chance. You missed it. Let's just go on with our lives. Let's stop wishing people Happy New Year a month after the New Year. It's already old. We've already paid bills. We're already pissed off. Especially now with all this fucking Omicron shit. It's not Happy New Year. It's Sasikatsate New Year. Same shit, New Year. Alright, so let's just get over that as quickly as possible. And just greet people normally. Or not at all. Winter has arrived. Because it's been fucking cold as shit lately. I mean, I don't mind the cold. I'd rather be cold than hot. Granted, the size of me dictates that I am always hot. But, in reality, I hate, the reason I love winter is because it's cold. The reason I hate winter is because of the heat in the house. Because my wife needs to make it like 85 degrees in this house. And it dries up all the air. And I feel like I'm going to die. Every morning I wake up as if I almost died the night before. Every orifice on my face is just clogged, dry. I'm like hacking cough. You would think I was sick every single morning. But it's simply just because the air is way too dry. And I have a humidifier. It doesn't do shit. I don't think these things do anything. They just look cool that they're making a little smoke in the air. But yeah. I need to sleep in a cold room. Cold room with a fan on. I don't even use the blankets. I don't like being hot. I hate dry air, too. The dry air is killing me. You blow your nose once, your nose bleeds for 50 minutes. Like, how is this enjoyable? You know, speaking of being big and being cold, not cold and always hot, I saw some pictures on New York Post, a nice shitty journalistic integrity-ridden paper. I was looking at some pictures because of Machine Gun Kelly, who I don't really know who he is. I just saw that he got engaged to Meghan Fox. And this guy looks like a skeleton. Legitimately looks like a skeleton. And Meghan Fox is Meghan Fox. And then when I compare it to Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian, I'm like, is becoming like scarily thin attractive now? Is that what girls want? Guys that if the wind blows hard enough, they're going to fall? You know, like guys that you can't even stand behind because it's like standing behind a light pole? Like, is that what's attractive now? I need to know because I've been behind the curve on attractiveness my entire life. Because we've never reached a level where chunky and husky is found mainstream attractive. But if we're going now with skeleton as like the hot thing, I'm screwed. Like, I need a doctor to take my head and just like pull it out of my body so the skeleton comes all out in one piece, like you do to fish. Like, that's my only shot at this point to like be a heartthrob. I know you're saying you're married. What the hell do you care? I care. I still care. Hey, my comedy would be a lot more successful if I was skinnier, I believe. That's the honest damn truth. But if guys who are as skinny as a pencil are getting Megan Fox and Kim Kardashian, then you guys going to the gym every 2 minutes need to reevaluate what you're doing. For real. Because you're down there to bulk up. All you're going to do is slim down. And then they're going to find you. That's it. You just get tattoos in all spots of your body that are random. That's what we're doing now. That's what's cool. I don't know. We got to figure it out. I think the world's going crazy normally, so I don't. This is probably expected. What else happened in this new year? I mean, I was supposed to do a podcast episode last week, guys. I tried to do one last week, but then because every bus driver in my kid's district had COVID, the kids had to go remote for a few days. And I cannot do a podcast if I have people home. There's no shot. Because my son steals my PlayStation and plays Fortnite and FIFA every 10 minutes. And I complained to my wife about that. I said, listen, I need to have my TV down here if I want to play. And she says, well, I'll connect the Nintendo Switch to the TV in the living room. So at least they use that TV for the games. I did that, and what happens? Now I have my youngest son using the TV in the living room, and my oldest son still using my TV. So now I went from at least having one TV to having none. So I can't do podcasts when the kids are home. They make way too much noise. They're always fighting. It's like WWE in my house constantly. It's actually less WWE, more Jerry Springer. That's what it is, like Jerry Springer, because they're always fighting, and like I have to be the bald guy. I forgot what his name is. Like my wife's Jerry Springer trying to like instigate the stuff and join in on the fight, and then I'm the bald guy that comes in, like when stuff gets too crazy to try to break it up. But that's what my life is when everyone's home. It's just to be the middleman in all the nonsense. So I couldn't record the first podcast last week, but we're here now. I'm back in my solitude, where my wife's working and the kids are at school, so I get to be in silence, you know? And in that silence, what I found is that it's pretty boring, but I found a love for a show. And it's not a new show. Grey's Anatomy. This show is amazing. I love it. I am bought in. I'm on season 12 at the moment, and I cannot get enough of this show. Grey's Anatomy. You know? The characters are great. I'm convinced I want to secretly work at a hospital now just to see if it's true that like literally everyone just fucks each other all day. So anyone who works in a hospital, just let me know if that's true. Shoot me a DM. I need to know if the on-call room is a fuckathon. Because that would be fun to know. Like literally, if like next time I go to a hospital, I'm going to think, who's fucking who here? But I'm telling you now, if you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy, get in on that. It's a joy. It makes my day. You know, Meredith. She's tough to love, but you love her. Ellen Pompeo, I met her in 2010, I want to say. 2010, I went to Washington, D.C. to go to the National Italian American Foundation annual gala. And I thought I was going to the gala because I signed up with my friend. But we ended up going to the children's room. Like the young professionals. We weren't even in the real gala. It was like a room off the main room where we got like a DJ. I was like, what the hell? I wanted to be with all the rich people. You know? But Ellen Pompeo was there. Who else? Martin Scorsese was there. I got to meet them. That was good. Dick Vermeil was there. I met Yogi Berra there in an elevator. Nice guy, quiet. But yeah, I met Ellen Pompeo there too. If I would have known that 12 years later I'd be in love with Grey's Anatomy, I would have taken a lot more pride in that moment. I'm telling you now. Because I'm telling you people, watch Grey's Anatomy. Speaking of like TV shows, on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Joe Gatto announces he's leaving Impractical Jokers because he's getting a divorce. Like who? Like I understand the situation. Like listen, you got to get divorced. You had to do what you got to do, so you got to leave because you need to make time. But who like says perfect time to announce that New Year's Eve? Right before midnight, announce that shit. Like he couldn't wait a day before. I mean, you knew you were getting divorced. This thing didn't just spring up and you like, oh shit, I gotta post it on Instagram. You knew like a week before, you knew like that was happening. Why'd you wait till New Year's Eve? Like right before midnight. That confuses me. I don't get it. But a lot of people are hurt. I mean, like, listen, it's like when Justin Timberlake left NSYNC. You know, when Nick Carter left Backstreet Boys. It's something like that, because we don't have boy bands now, but Impractical Jokers is the closest thing you have to a boy band. It's a bunch of guys who make you happy, and now they're breaking up. Listen, I mean, I love that show. I love those guys. They're extremely talented. I'm just surprised that show is still going on. And not because of anything wrong with the show. It's just because of how successful the show is. Because I cannot see that show going on longer without them having more times people recognizing them than not. Because like if they came up here and tried to mess around in a Carvel, I'm telling you, 98% of the people going in there are going to know who they are. They're not going to be able to trick them and have the fun. So that's why, like, I know we hate, like recast and stuff like that, but maybe you need a Impractical Jokers 2.0. Hey, I'll volunteer. I'm good with that. Selfishly. But seriously, I don't believe that show can go much longer because they're so successful. Because it's got to be tough. I think that's what all these hidden camera shows, they're limited shelf life because you can't, once you get put on TV, you're going to have people recognize you. But again, Joe Gatto is leaving Impractical Jokers. I can't say that I fully understand at this point why he's leaving. You're already getting a divorce. The damage is already done. So what are you doing stopping that part of your thing? Maybe we don't know. We don't know the whole story. But, we'll speculate because that's what people do. We speculate. So other things that I found out about myself is that my oldest son and my nephew are a lot better than me in Fortnite. Fortnite is a very popular game. Like I said, my son's been stealing my PlayStation, so we downloaded Fortnite on the PlayStation. So I occasionally will dabble in the Fortnite. And I lose a lot. I am terrible at Fortnite. It's a humbling experience when your 7-year-old son and your 8-year-old nephew are just constantly killing you in a game. And I play games, so it's not like me playing my dad when he was alive that he never even saw a controller. I lived on video games. I should be doing good on this. But nope. They're better. I don't get it. This Fortnite game, it's a racket. I'm telling you right now, it's a racket. And the reason it's a racket is because, like, listen, you have to buy, like, skins. So you could change your character, stuff like that. All games do that. But they really screw the parents. And this is how they do it. So you have to buy these things called V-Bucks. So basically they're just coins. Coins, and then you use that as money in the game to buy skins, to buy random things. And they sell them in increments of $7.99 for 1,000 V-Bucks. So you're like, wow, that's a fucking deal. That's good. It's not too much. It's less than $10. I'll get them 1,000 V-Bucks. The next increment is $19.99, $20, and you get 2,800 V-Bucks. A little bit steeper. Maybe you save those for a special occasion. Here's the reality. You cannot buy shit with the 1,000 V-Bucks. You cannot buy shit with 1,000 V-Bucks. You have to get the $19.99 one. And this is why. Any skin in that fucking game is 1,200 V-Bucks. 1,200 or 13 or 15. It's never less than 1,000. Nothing in that game worth its salt is ever less than 1,000 V-Bucks. Actually, never less than 1,100 V-Bucks. So the $7.99 V-Bucks card is fucking useless. You cannot do shit with that thing. You always have to buy more. So I implore the 8 of you that listen to this podcast, if you have anything to do with Fortnite, never buy the $7.99 V-Bucks card for anybody. Because you're basically just buying them nothing. The parent of that kid has to add more money into that because you cannot do anything with that card. And that pisses me off every single time because my kids will be like, oh, daddy, I want this. Can you please just get me some V-Bucks? And I'm looking at them and like, no, because I have to spend $20. All because you need 200 more V-Bucks than the minimum value. This is some horse shit, and I'm surprised. Like, listen, we protest for stupid shit in this country sometimes. Why are we not protesting about that? That is something I would stay home, make a sign, bring it somewhere, and protest. That V-Bucks cards have to be minimum 1,500. Death to the 1,000 V-Bucks card. See how passionate I am about that? Random things. This is my life. I randomly am into stuff. I could go from Grey's Anatomy to Fortnite. You know, Fortnite, fucking Joe Gatto. I mentioned Pete Davidson in every fucking podcast for some reason. Maybe because I'm jealous. You know, we went to the same high school. We used to perform the same thing. He's mad skinny, and I can probably fit 7 Pete Davidsons in my jacket. This is the truth, guys. Brighter note, Inter beat Juventus yesterday. I was so happy about that because any day that Juventus loses is a better day in the world. A day that a Juventino is upset is a good day for society. I promise that's true. You know, I'm trying to teach my kids because yesterday I cursed out Chiellini, the defender for Juventus, a couple of times, and my son asked me, "But Daddy, during the Euro Cup, you liked Chiellini," and I said, "Listen, this is the reality. When a player has a Juventus shirt on, we hate them. We hate them with all our passion. But once they put on the Italy shirt, we tolerate them. We might even cheer them on because they're working for us at that moment." So it's a slippery slope. My youngest son, I think he's a genius. He is 1,000 times funnier than I will ever be. He will be more successful if he ever chooses to go into entertainment. I'm telling you this right now. He was watching the game with me, and then he said, "Listen, I'm just going to start calling them stupidentos because Juventus is stupid." I was like, "That's brilliant. That is brilliant, my son. You continue with that." Then the Inter player, Denzel Dumfries, was doing some stupid stuff, and I cursed him out. And I was yelling at the screen, and then my youngest son turns to me and goes, "But Daddy, just call him Dumfries because his name already has dumb in it." And I'm like, "You brilliant little bastard. You find the easiness of life so quickly." And that's what it is. That's what I call genius, when you can come up with those things in a millisecond. It's fun, you know, life with kids. And I curse around my kids. Listen, I don't understand people who don't curse around their kids. They're gonna know cursing. Guys, it's literally everywhere. And if you don't think the kids in school are worse than what you probably say, you just curse around the kids. It doesn't make a difference. Cursing not hurting anybody. You know, I don't know. If you don't like me, then you probably think cursing's bad. But that's what it is. This is life, guys. And again, I appreciate all 8 of you who listen to this podcast. I hope it's entertaining for you. It's pretty fun for me just to, take 20 minutes out and just vent and just talk and bullshit a little bit. I want to have guests soon. We will. I probably will have one of my friends on soon just to talk, mix stuff up, get some different perspectives. But I hope you have a good day or night or whenever you're listening to this. Or have, you know, you know what? I hope you take a shit where it only takes one wipe to clean. That's my wish for you. Thank you for listening to my little bit of nonsense. State buona. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.